Hi y'all, Flo Kennedy here, and I have some incredible guests. You'll never believe it. My first guest, whose name I'm going to screw up, I promise you, is Rabbi Yavah Abraham.
Abraham.
Okay, and he is the lion of the tribe Jehuda. Yahuda. Oh, excuse me. See there, I told you. Yahuda. And he has 3 of his servants with him, and he's going to turn around and tell you about them, and then they're going to go off the stage.
Right.
Why don't you do that, Rabbi?
Here we have Brother Hashbai. He's sort of like business agent, takes care of business with people. Yahuda is like my right hand. He'd be there in case I need to send somebody off to get something. He takes care of those chores. And Brother Kush, he's there to help in whatever way he can't help.
And they're loaded with 1,000,000 buttons, so I'm going to give you, as the lion of the tribe Yahuda,
right,
a Jacksonian Democrat button.
Oh, isn't that nice?
And that's the new Jackson. It's our Jesse Jackson. Okay?
All
right, thank you all for coming on. Thank you. You look beautiful. I love your robes. Tell me about the robes, Rabbi.
The robes represent the culture of Yahweh's government, mentioned in the Bible in Numbers 15:37. It tells us that we must keep the 613 commandments of Yahweh, the living creator, or else we would die. You know? So each fringe represents a law in the commandments of the Torah. The ribbon of blue is a reminder that there are 613 commandments to keep, rather than 10 like the demons teach you, you know?
Now you refer to the Protestants as the demons, or the white people as the demons.
The liars and the deceivers, right? The linen represents the purity and the righteousness of the Tzaddikim, or the saints of the Bible.
I see. Now the liars and the, what do you call them? Liars.
The deceivers and
the deceivers. And that is the white people in America, or just Europeans?
It could be any person, white, black, brown, or yellow.
I see.
But they are usually connected to some form of idolatrous religion.
I see.
Or they worship a king that's not seen visibly.
I see.
Or felt or touched.
I see. All right, now why don't you tell me about a couple of your buttons, because we want to be talking about the theme of at least 2 of your buttons.
Yes. This is from the Boston chapter of the Homeless Union. This is from the New York City Homeless Union, in which I chair the Civil Rights Division of the New York City homeless people. And they relate to our race. Hebrews are not supposed to mix up their race. They're supposed to remain original as it was created.
Well, obviously your race is mixed up, because you're not really black, right?
No, most people don't know that there's golden-skinned people mentioned in the Bible throughout. So we're like,
so it's all right.
People, but we're there, you know.
Yeah, I see.
This is support African freedom, liberation flags, and whatever we want. We wear this one says now.
That's just your immediate demand that it shall be done immediately.
Yeah, this is San Francisco.
Homeless, not helpless. That's the national theme, homeless, not helpless. Right. So you have San Francisco, Boston, and New York.
Yeah, I thought I had Washington represented here, but it must have been removed.
And I understand that one of your leaders is Chris Sproul.
Chris Sproul, right?
He is married, or was married at one time, to a friend of mine, Yvonne. You'll mention her to him.
Right, he was a very good man and instrumental in organizing 35 states.
Yeah, Yvonne Baylor Sproul. So he may have other wives by now.
Right.
And we should tell the audience a little bit more about what you're up to. I have a picture here that we'll show in a little while. And why don't you tell me? There you are.
That's me in the center, that's correct.
Right.
This is where we had the rally for the convention here in New York City.
Right.
At the United Nations.
That's the homeless but not helpless?
That's right. We have Chris Sproul on the far left.
That's Chris?
Yes.
Patricia, wait till I tell Yvonne I saw him.
Next to him, and
Patricia.
She's the chairperson of the Boston Homeless Union.
That's you.
This is the chief cook. She's from New York. And this is Ben Yahuda, my servant, who just walked
Ben Yahuda, that was right here.
Right.
Now, let me ask you, how do you differ or compare with the European Jews? Do you eat pork, for example?
No, in fact,
you don't.
There's more to be known about meat than the church talks about wine and cigarettes and beer. In fact, the religious leaders tell you don't drink, but if they read the Bible in certain places, they see where the King Yahweh always drank, and his people drank, and his son changed water to wine, who, by the way, must have been a drinker, else he wouldn't have done it.
Right.
But we teach the laws as they are written. We believe the laws are perpetual. The laws cannot change. And we live by the dietary laws, the sanitary laws, the righteous laws also.
Now, do you use the concept of kosher, or is that European?
We use kasher, but we'll accept kosher because we know that there was some kind of control over where it was grown, and it was kept reasonably clean until we got it in our mouth. But only a Kohen of the Hebrew race, Leviah, of the tribe of Leviah, can really purify or sanctify food.
Speaking of Haleve, do you know the Bereshith, the group up in, I think they're in New Rochelle, or is it Mount Vernon?
Mount
Yes.
Vernon, yes.
You do know them?
Yes,
we went to the convention with them. They arranged our travel.
Right.
That's really interesting.
I like the way they party up there, too.
Do they party?
Oh, yes, we have a good time.
Do you?
Sure.
So maybe you'll come to my house someday, but I won't serve you pork or anything like that. Now, you have, oh dear, what do they, Rastafarian braids? Are they Rastafarian braids?
No, these are found in Numbers, the 6th chapter. It tells you about the Nazarite vow. My son Yahshua was a Nazarite.
What is a Nazarite?
All right, he is sworn to serve Yahweh 7 years without serving anybody else in the kingdom. He lets his hair grow. He can't get drunk on anything like grapes or apples or apple cider or whatever. You know, he got to stay sober so he works. He can't get high on dope. You know.
He could not get to be in our cabinet if he can't get drunk, right?
Right.
Because we've gotten so excited over towers that we're about to say that drunkenness is holy.
It's like this: when he's on duty to serve, he can't go off out there and stumble out there and, you know, get hurt or get run over by a car because he's serving the man Most High. So when a person is
how did you come to be the lion of the tribe Yehuda?
Yehuda, okay.
Was that inherited or appointed or what?
Yes, my father is from the tribe of Leviah, and my mother is from the tribe Yehuda, and they married. My father's the 7th son on his family side, and my mother's the 7th daughter on her family side. Oh, that
makes you most high, right?
So listen to this. I'm born the first month, the 20th day of 1939.
That's right. You're very involved in numerology as well as everything.
And this is the same day they inaugurate the president in the United States.
That really did it.
But this lets you know that I rule anyway, behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm in New York now.
I see.
Letting the people know that I'm here, and I'm very much concerned about the poorest of the poor, the homeless people.
Now, who makes your robes? You told me before the program.
Yes, we have a very good seamstress up at 141st and Lenox, Sister Sonia. She's really good, very good, and very efficient, and she studies the Torah, and she makes it like where it don't vary from this at all.
Now, does this differ from the Torahs that our European Jewish friends use?
No, basically they're the same. Some of them just rolled like this. But this is the book talked about in the book of Revelation, the book that was sealed with 7 seals.
And are you able to read this?
Can't.
What is it again? Hebrew or Yiddish? I get confused.
Well, both
or neither
are somewhat confusing. This contains the Torah, the writings of the Nebiims, who you call prophets.
I don't call them anything. I don't even know any of this. This is all new to me. I'm the most ignorant.
And the Hakadosh, the New Testament, you know, in English, it's in Hebrew in its original form here. This is my Bible restoring the information that was taken out.
Oh, there's a big brouhaha over the paperback Bible, and you've got one of the original ones, apparently.
Yes, well, if they would compare this one here, the Restoration Bible, they would know what was taken out of the King James Version and the...
How long have you had this?
Bibles too, huh?
How long have you had this?
This has been in print about 23 years now.
For goodness sake, and they're having all this fuss over the other one. Well, you're quite an exceptional person. Now, why don't we get into your main program, because you have a special program these days. Oh, we should tell a little bit more. I'm very disorganized. I'm so awed by all these robes and fringe and everything.
Thank you.
Now, let's see. You were born in Hampton, South Carolina.
That's correct.
And you studied construction management at the Newark College of Engineering in New Jersey. Right. Your occupations include rabbi, civil rights activist, builder, chairman of the New York City Homeless Union Civil Rights Division, tarot master, which means you can tell fortune with the tarot cards. Right. You have those little bunch of those. Is that what tarot cards look like? Isn't that cute?
With my white robe. Right,
oh, you're kidding. Let me see.
That's my name right in the center there above the pyramid.
Oh, for goodness sake, how impressive. Wait a minute now. You're an herbalist. Does that mean you're a vegetarian? No.
No, it means
that you understand herbs and you can use them for medical purposes and stuff like that.
Right.
And you're an astrologer. You asked me my birthday. I normally make people tell me what month I'm born in, and I let you trick me because you had me so confused with all this guilt and stuff.
It wouldn't be hard to figure you as an Aquarian.
I know. After you know, it's not hard. I know about you. I know. Yeah. You want to get in with me because you know I'll punch you out if you treat me mean.
Well, I'm an Aquarian too, you know.
Oh, you are? Oh, well, then I won't punch you out. Okay, and you're a healer.
Right.
Okay, all right. Now, what are these little symbols on your little... that's a cute little hat.
Yes, thank you. And the name, it's written from right to left. Yad-Hey, Vav-Hey, which is vocalized as Yahweh.
Yahweh, and that is your name, Yahweh.
Yes, this is the name most hidden from all the world until recent times. Yet it's in every dictionary, especially of a college level or encyclopedia.
Now, you're here in New York, uptown, on Broadway?
142nd Street, just off of Broadway.
That's not 5120 Broadway, is it? No.
No.
What's 5120? Oh, that's the Paragon cable, I see.
I teach at the corner of 125th and Lenox.
Maybe sometime we'll do another one. If not, he's mad at me today, and he should be because I'm an hour late. But if I can get him in a good mood, or I could get one of my field producers, and we could come up and do some shooting up in your temple. Would you allow that?
Right on.
Would you really?
Sure.
Because that would really be good. All right.
We bring certain knowledge to New York that has been hidden. One reason we're in New York is to
where are you from originally? Where did you come in?
We came here from Savannah, Georgia.
All
right, but we're here to call attention to the fact that people in New York City take in dogs and cats and parakeets and rats and reptiles. I saw one woman had an alligator in her house here in New York. And we let people know it's more important to take in a homeless person, man, woman, or child, and that's outdoors and needed shelter, and care for them rather than these animals.
And because you're a construction engineer, I've always had this sort of fantasy that we would get together with people who are construction experts, and that you would take some of the homeless and unemployed. There are many, many men around Harlem who are not homeless, but who are virtually homeless because they live in such tight quarters they almost have to go outdoors and stand around on the corners to keep from cluttering up the tiny space that they have to live in. My thought would be, I don't plan to live long enough to carry it out, but maybe since you're a lot younger. You think so? Don't do me favors. I'm really trying to get out of here. But anyway, and you and Jim Horton and people like that would train some of the unemployed, and you would rehabilitate some of the various units around the city. There are thousands and thousands.
Right.
And that way you'd have homes for the homeless. You would have employment for a lot of the unemployed people.
Right.
And then instead of spending all this money, we'd have to probably, few people would have to go to jail. We might even have to kill a couple of people. But we could get them to give us the budget they've been spending on these so-called homeless hotels, which is really just a way of transferring money to a lot of real estate people. And then we could get enough units to house almost everyone that's homeless.
Right, this is part of my program. It's already been discussed with certain city officials now in charge of housing. The program to bring the able-bodied men and women from Grand Central Station, Port Authority, that we know that don't have a home of any type.
And who choose not to live in these welfare hotels.
Right, to take them into a construction project where they will actually work on their home. We're working on that project right now.
If I weren't so crazy, I could probably work with you on that, but I'm so crazy and you're probably not very tolerant, so we'd probably have a fist fight before the week was up.
By you being Aquarian and I'm one too, we believe in the real world and the real facts of life, and
wouldn't it be great if we could really become political around this issue and force Sproul is out in Philadelphia a lot of the time, right? Yeah, and we could make it a real national issue. What could be more important than that everyone should have a home? How could we not work on that?
In fact, we have a boycott plan now.
A national boycott?
Yes, I didn't bring
wonderful. I'm all for that.
Perhaps one of my servants will get it for me. We have a project now we're working on. We are boycotting entertainers, sports athletes, movie stars, actresses, entertainers, people that make mega bucks, you know. And we want them to contribute to a fund for homeless people.
Okay,
So,
I think one of your servants wants to hand you that if he can do it.
Thank you very kindly.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Yes. We're going to boycott them until they contribute to a fund to produce an automobile, a television set, a radio, tennis shoes, a bicycle, or something before we leave this country, so we can say, yes, African Hebrew people produce this product for the world.
All right,
but boycott until they contribute to that.
But what my idea, you can boycott them if you see fit, but to me that's almost like horizontal hostility. Why shouldn't we boycott the 100 largest national advertisers that have millions and millions of our dollars? I never gave a penny to any, but you can do that if you want it as your part of the project. But I would suggest boycotting all the major top 100, maybe we'd pick 25 of them, like Procter & Gamble, General Food, Coca-Cola. Okay,
not excluded.
But the point I think that makes it more fair is that we buy those products, and in doing so, let's say in the case of Procter & Gamble, it was some years ago that I had the figures, but when I had the figures about 20 years ago, they were spending 10.9% of every sales dollar, on advertising. My position is advertising is totally discretionary and totally unnecessary and totally wasteful. If we focused on the advertisers, it's like what I call the testicular approach, and you put your pressure on a very tender area of the anatomy, and you really get the attention not just of the rich people from the professional artists community, but rather their bosses. And I think that, I don't know if I could persuade you, and we'd have to talk about it and probably have a fist fight, and you'd beat me up because I'm very weak and I'm on my deathbed. But anyway, if we could really get this going and you guys could help us do this, I think we could really snarl up this whole country, because you've got Boston, California, and New York.
5 states organized, and we got lots more since
And then you've got Chris Sproul, and then I've got all these people, feminists and other people, and like Pat Horner over there, she's from Minneapolis, and she just got back from Paris. And so I think that we really should be quite serious about this.
Well, really, we have many of my friends in SCLC.
Oh, yes. Oh, the award. Oh, yes. You got an award back in 1964.
Yes.
And it was the Chatham County Crusade for Voters. And you're interested in voter education.
Well, Jose Williams and I, we chartered the Chatham County Crusade for Voters in Savannah.
Oh, why don't we try to do it? We'd never get along, but I think it would be wonderful to try at least. And Hosea Williams was the president of the Chatham County. Is that Georgia?
Yes, in Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, Crusade.
Benjamin Van Clark, he was the student leader there
for voters. Oh, I think we really should do this, Rabbi. I really don't like religion, but you're so smart.
That particular year, we filled the jails in Savannah, Georgia, to make the white citizens of the city that was in the power there.
Oh, I was in jail once because I had an argument over a Fire Island ferry thing. And I had this terrible toilet, and when it flushed, the water splattered, so you had to get in the furthest corner of the cell to keep from getting splattered with the water when the thing flushed. Let me read this. It says, Chatham County Crusade for Voters, affiliate of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, presents this award for valor and courage to Horace W. Gordon, that's your slave name, I assume, who, without regard for loss of life, limb, or personal property, fearlessly and unselfishly participated in the direct action program directed by the Chatham County Crusade for Voters in Savannah, Georgia during the summer of 1963, and was willingly jailed for freedom now. I didn't know you got an award for going to jail. Martin Luther King Jr., president, signed it. Hosea Williams. And Benjamin Van Clark, director of, I am really impressed. I think that's impressive, really. Okay, Don told us to keep these things off here. He'll probably pop you one.
I have been involved in human rights activities for at least 30 some years. In fact, I was the first Hebrew ever in the war room of SAC, Strategic Air Command.
Really?
Yes, and I passed the test at the age of 15, by the way. I was too young for active duty, and
you were a little baby.
Yeah, I was 15, but military-minded, you know, to fight for the country, you know. And at the age of 17, I was...
That's before you knew better, I hope.
No, I fought for human rights all my life, you know.
But you would now try to fight for this country, would you?
Why not?
Oh, I don't know.
It
I'm
depends
asking.
on if they're hurting me. If they're here to hurt me, I'm going to fight back.
That's what I thought. I said fight for them.
Oh, I'm not the type that you tell me to go to Vietnamese and kill them, and they.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. You're not that.
No.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
You couldn't send me nowhere to fight nobody.
That's what I was asking about. That's what I was asking about. As the slogan used to go at 73, I remember all the old slogans. There was one that said, "No Vietnamese ever call me nigger." You remember that?
That's right.
You do remember?
Those are the ones I'd like to kill. Those ones who call me nigger.
That's right. Precisely.
Derogatory. You know, I love friendship and I love fellowship, and you know, we use a colloquialism among ourselves, and we're not offended, but when somebody says it
that's right. But I think it's time that we really try to get something going, because I'm on my deathbed and I really would be very bored, except that I do all these good things. We've renamed it. Okay.
I think sometimes when you reach a certain age and you acquire certain knowledge and certain wisdom, you learn what made men live 900 years ago, you know, and they knew more about righteousness then than we know now.
I went to jail once. Did I go to jail or did they just arrest me? Usually when they find I'm a lawyer, they don't take me to jail. They take all the other black people, and then I insist they take me. But Ben Asiel from Detroit was one of the people. I got arrested with him. Did they arrest me? I think I suffer from Alzheimer's. I've forgotten, but I think they arrested me at JFK. But I can't remember if I actually went into a cell. I think I did not. But anyway, I think that we need to get his group and the Bereshith people, you know, Vienna Michael and all those people upstate in Mount Vernon in your group, and then I should get some feminists. You could let the white people come in, couldn't you, if they do the right thing?
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right, because I have a lot of friends that are white. My husband and my brothers-in-law were white, so I get along with white people as long as they don't start up, you know.
That's right. As long as
we assume that they're going to do the wrong things, but they don't act.
As long as they act white, they'll be all right.
Okay, great. Oh, I think this is really great. I don't know if Don will let me do another one. He may not trust me to do a second one, but I think we have to do a second one of these shows in order to let everyone understand a little more about your group.
But I would like to say this. My people have brought much scriptural knowledge to the city along with me. We teach, first of all, how, you know, where the Bible said that there was no God, all right? And that there was a man standing there who had those words written there so that he could be revealed in the last days saying these things, okay? My people don't believe in eating no unclean animal.
You don't eat pork. See, if I thought I had to spend the rest of my days without a pork chop, I'd be in big trouble, honey.
We don't believe
I've got sausage in my fridge right now, and I almost get...
But listen, we don't believe in going to no churches and being double-crossed by the preachers there.
That's good.
And going to the cemetery. We don't believe in no life after death.
Right.
We believe eternal life is here on earth. It's based on if you serve Yahweh the Creator and do what's right for your brothers and your sisters on earth.
Oh, Yahweh is another word for the Creator.
Yes.
Like we say Jesus, you say Yahweh? Or is it more like we say Jehovah?
More like you would say Jehovah, really, or G-O-D. But none of those names are mine. My name is a very hidden name.
Do you reject them because they're European or just because they are not right?
I reject them because they're not mine. So I don't consider them holy. All my names are in the Hebrew kadosh, not to be blasphemed or irreverently spoken of. You see? And history has proven that every man or woman or child that have blasphemed my name have died. That's just how powerful it is.
Right. Now let me ask you this. Do you see as a part of the roots of your culture, Israel, is that a part of the roots of your culture?
Not Israel, but Yazrael.
And Yazrael is your equivalent of Israel.
Yes, they are.
And that is the authentic name.
Yes, they are Hebrew people, original people that were promised the land of Canaan. And the land, the original land of Canaan, who was a son of Noah, grandson of Noah, that land and the inhabitants of that land were dispossessed so that the 12 tribes could settle there, which was my people that I fought with them for the land.
Yes, I think Prince Ben Asiel has that similar.
Yeah. Put them in there and ran them out of there several times because of their wickedness also. But we're getting ready to go back soon.
You will? You plan to?
Getting ready to go home soon.
That's so interesting, really and truly. Now, what do you hope before you go back to Israel? Oh, how do you say it?
Yazrael.
Yazrael.
Says Israel as long as Esau's children are there, or Edomites are there.
I see.
When Yahweh goes back, it'll be called Yazrael.
Yazrael. How do you spell that?
Yasraal.
A-L rather than E-L.
Yazrael.
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 God, I would be in great
trouble.
trouble.
When people say hallelujah,
yes.
Yah is the first part of Yazrael. Like that.
So complicated. Are there children in your group? What is the setup of your group? Do you have a temple, or where do you meet?
Yes, we meet here at 525 West 142nd Street. We meet at the corner of 125th and Lenox very often.
In an outdoor meeting?
Yes. And then we're in Washington, D.C., 1241 Euclid. That's 13th and Euclid Northwest. And we're in Savannah, Georgia, 1701 Arch Street.
And then you've got your Boston group.
Well,
is that the homeless? This is a specific aspect.
Yes, the homeless people are in 35 cities and states, you know, and more. And then I evangelize throughout the homeless people around
Guess
the world.
what? The red light has gone on, which means I have to wrap this up. Okay. We've only begun to learn the very fundamental aspects of your group, and so I think we have to have you back. Would you be willing to come back and tell us more? Or maybe we could even get a film crew up to your location.
Sure, that'd be fine.
All right? Because I want to thank Pat Horner, who's here from Minneapolis, who's handling one of our cameras. And the boss, Don Lynn, is on the other camera. And I want to thank you, Rabbi, for coming, and I hope that we'll be able to do another one before I die.
Sure, we're going to do a lot of things.
Okay, you said I'm not going to die, right? I'm not going to die. Okay, all right. Okay, and you're invited to my house, and we'll have some food. I won't try to serve you pork, though. I'll give you non-pork stuff,
okay? You see this belly, you know I must love to eat, right?
You do love to eat, huh? And I saw you showed me one of your cooks. And she looks like she could really cook. All right, darling, thank you very much for coming and bringing your servants. And I'm really impressed, and I'm really impressed by my ignorance, so the next time...
I would like to give a phone number in
case
please, would like to
please.
With me. I'm at 212-368-3164.
Okay, you repeat it real fast because we're off the air.
212-368-3164.
Okay,
and
good.
I'm teaching at 125th and Lenox in Manhattan.
Very good.
Often.
All right, dear. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm very, very, very impressed. Thank you. Phil Kennedy here saying goodbye, y'all.